Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am recreating a look that I saw on Selena Gomez on the Rare Beauty website for Valentine's Day. I used as many drugstore and affordable products in this video. I haven't done a full cruelty-free drugstore makeup tutorial on this channel, so I had been wanting to make one. I love the look and I'm really excited for you guys to follow along. I will link everything down below. Just keep on watching. So I first start off with a little bit of concealer on my eyelids. This one is from Milani and I applied just a small amount and blend it out with my beauty sponge. This is going to act as a base and primer for my eyeshadow. And I'm using the Wild Nothing palette from Colourpop. This palette is vegan and cruelty free, and I use the lightest shade in the palette. It's called Crystal Cove, and I just shake off some of the shimmer that the shade has just to get more of the powder because it's really light. I'm just going to use it as a base. And then I go in with the shade Vagabond with a fluffy blending brush in my crease. So this one, I'm just going to build it up a little bit in the crease. Selena didn't have a deep crease shade. So this one is pretty light and it has like a taupey shade, and I don't apply too much of it either. I then go in with the shade Hot Springs, which is kind of like a mauvey pink shade, and I concentrate mostly on the outer corner and then bringing it into the crease and then just blend it out on top of the other shade. And for my all over lid color, I'm using the shade Morningside. It's more of a peachy pink shade, which is what Selena had. And I grab a different brush and just tap it on the lid, and then I just kept building it up until I got the intensity that I wanted. And to deepen the outer crease, I used the shade Come Together, which is more of a darker taupey shade. And I use the fluffy brush to apply it and just blend it out. And then I grab a wipe just to clean up the edges to create kind of like a sharp edge for the eyeshadow and clean it up a little bit just so that it looks a little nicer. And then I use the shade Crystal Cove again on a smaller pencil brush to apply on my brow bone. And as you guys can see, I applied too much, so I kind of blended it out a little bit with the brush, but without putting more eyeshadow on that fluffy brush. For eyeliner, I'm using my favorite drugstore eyeliner at the moment, and I create a small wing, which is what Selena had, but it's a little hard for me to create it really small, so it's a little bit of a medium wing. It's still pretty small, and then just go in the inner corners, but don't drag it out too much on the inner corners. And then I go in with mascara. This one is from Covergirl. I like it, but I wish it was black. The one that I got was brown, and I regret it. So I would recommend the black one. And then I'm going to apply some lashes. These are the most natural ones that I have. They're Ardell wispy lashes. You can find them at Ulta, Target, Amazon. Alright, so moving on to the face, and then we'll finish the eyes later. I'm going in with primer. This one is from e.l.f. Putty Primer. I really like it to fill in my pores. It's kind of like a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and definitely recommend it. And I go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer to cover up any hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and acne scars. And blend out with a clean beauty sponge. Make sure to clean your beauty sponge, you guys. You don't want to break out with using a dirty sponge. For foundation, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. And for a CC Cream, it has pretty high coverage. It's not full coverage, but it does have pretty high coverage. And the shade is a little darker for me, but it's okay. It's going to blend all in with everything else. And whenever I apply concealer to highlight. For concealer, I'm going to mix the Milani one and the e.l.f. Hydro Concealer because the Milani is a little too dry and the e.l.f. Camo is a little too hydrating. So I'm just going to mix the two and use my damp beauty sponge to blend everything out. Make sure that it's blended really, really good. And then use a translucent setting powder to set the concealer, and the rest of my face I use a big fluffy brush that's really soft. This one is from Colourpop. Most of the brushes I'm using are from Colourpop. To contour and bronze, I'm using the butter bronzer from Precision's Formula. I actually don't really like this bronzer, but it's the only drugstore bronzer I have. I need to purchase a better one because I don't like this shade. It makes me look like my skin is like muddy. Like, I don't know, like the shade. I just prefer other bronzers that I have over this one. Just to clean up the bronzer and make it look less muddy, I'm going to use translucent powder to bake under my cheekbones. And then I use a smaller brush from Real Techniques to bronze the nose and contour. So going back to the eyes and using the shade Vagabond with a pencil brush, I'm going to apply it on my lower lash line. And apply a little bit of the Crystal Cove shade in the inner corners with the same brush. Apply mascara on the lower lashes, and I kind of messed up a little bit right there, so I grabbed a Q-tip just to clean it up. And then I fill in my eyebrows using an e.l.f. brow pencil. And then I make sure that I use the spoolie on the other end to brush out the eyebrows as I fill them in. And to set the eyebrows and laminate them, I'm using the brow glue from NYX and the end of a brush to flatten and press the brows up. This will make the eyebrows last longer and stay in place. For blush, I'm using this one from Colourpop in the shade Crossroads. And not apply too much blush because it looks like Selena did not have too much blush on. For highlighter, I'm using the e.l.f. Jelly highlighter with my fingers. I'm placing it on the back of my hand first and then on my cheeks. And build it up until I get enough highlight and on my nose. A little bit on my brow bones and then blend it out with the beauty sponge. For my lips, I'm using the Lip Bar lip liner in the shade Straight Lovin', and I also fill in my lips with the lip liner. And then I apply the NYX soft lip cream on top and blend it out with my fingers. And go back with the lip liner to deepen up the edges. And just to deepen the lipstick just a little bit, I had to grab this one from Fenty. It's in the shade Freckle Fiesta, and then just blend it out with my fingers. You don't have to do this. I just couldn't find any other lipstick that really matched Selena's, but the one that I had before looked really pretty as well. And then I just cleaned up the edges with a little bit of concealer and apply a little bit of this lip oil from Colourpop. A little bit of setting spray, and this is the finished look. Alright guys, everything's going to be linked down below that I used. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and save it for later. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!